I'm Miles Warrington, and I'm a lecturer here at the University of Pretoria School of the Arts.
I'm Richard Foss. I've got an emeritus position at Rhodes University, and I'm a co-founder of Immersive DSP, which is a company that does audio spatialization software.
Hi, I'm Sean Davenport. Yes, I'm a postgraduate from Rhodes University and also co-founder of Immersive DSP. We've been working on immersive loudspeaker rendering algorithms for about 3-4 years now.
We are here today because of a very interesting inter- and transdisciplinary research project between the University of Pretoria School of the Arts, Visual Arts Department, the Music Department, and the University of Pretoria Institute for Sustainable Malaria Control. It is the University of Pretoria's Institute for Sustainable Malaria Control's 10th year anniversary, and this project was spurred to create awareness about mosquitoes, malaria, and all of the various social and health constructs that are a result of that relationship. So the first thing I had to do as an electroacoustic composer when creating this composition was to go and record mosquitoes. So for the first time in my life, I went to an insectary, and there, in this insectary, they had boxes with thousands of Anopheles gambiae mosquitoes. Quite a thing to see and to hear, actually, quite spooky. And inside the boxes were little holes with nets over, and I stuck various different types of microphones in and recorded these mosquitoes. And they had boxes with just females and males in, boxes with males, one male and many females, and so on. Because the mosquitoes interact with each other based on various different forms of what's called in nature phonotaxis, which is how the insects respond to each other and they sound. And so I tried to capture this because the wing beat frequencies of the mosquitoes change based on their relationship to each other and how they're swarming and so on, the different sexes of the mosquitoes. So I captured all of this on microphones and then analyzed the audio in the studio here at the University of Pretoria, and constructed an acousmatic piece with electroacoustic compositional techniques by using additive synthesis, frequency modulation synthesis, vocoding, wavetable synthesis, etc., to construct the entire piece just out of the sounds of the mosquitoes. That's basically what I did, and I gave Richard a set of wave files, mono wave files, and what I imagined would be a kind of distribution, a fusion set of instructions that would assist in realizing the piece sonically.
So I went about spatializing Miles's audio. As Miles has said, I received this diffusion chart from him. Very explicit, was great, different colors for all the different channels, and I got the 32 channels in WAV file format. So the first thing I did was I went across to a digital audio workstation and I placed each of those channels as a WAV file into one of the tracks of a digital audio workstation. So I had a 32 track piece, and then I went track by track through that 32 channel piece. We have developed at Immersive DSP this software called Emergo, which is spatialization software. And in that software, you have a representation of a room and a representation of your speakers. So the first step is to lay out your speakers in this room. And the Emergo software allows you to do that. Then you go across and there's a representation of each of your tracks, all 32 of those tracks. And I would choose a particular track. Let's go through this iteratively. I went through this iteratively. The Emergo software also communicates with the digital audio workstation. So on the Emergo software, I could press record and the digital audio workstation would start up. It would play that particular track that I'd chosen. And I could then use a little circle representation in the spatial audio software, in the Emergo software, to move the sounds around. In the digital audio workstation, I could see a representation of where the sound was actually appearing.
And Richard, how did you keep the time code between the two?
Okay, yes. Well, the digital audio workstation sends MIDI time code to the Emergo software.
Okay.
And so the Emergo software takes that time code and it timestamps each of the movements.
Yeah.
And it timestamps every quarter frame. So it's quite explicit. That's about 8 milliseconds, every 8 milliseconds timestamping. So once I'd done that for every single track, I'd spatialized for every single track, I then, from the digital audio workstation, I made a 32 channel WAV file, and then Sean actually created a WAV player inside the Emergo software, and that WAV player sends time code to the Emergo software also. So we can use the same time code as the digital audio workstation piece, and that would successively spatialize the audio according to what I'd input originally in the Emergo software. I was using my own speakers in the home studio, and I was using a 64S. Let's give it the full name: a PreSonus Studio Live 64S mixing console. Wonderful big mixing console that PreSonus and through their distributor Turk Music provided me with. And that's what I use to spatialize the sound. So the Emergo software sends commands across to the 64S Studio Live, and it basically, you can consider inside the 64S is a matrix mixer, and we change, the Emergo software changes the cross points, the levels of the cross points of that matrix mixer. So audio channels go in, aux buses go out, and that makes your matrix mixer, which allows the spatialization to happen.
The equipment used at this exhibition is a 14.1 array. Each monitor speaker is a Eris 4.5-inch monitor, along an ES8, I believe, sub. As well as that, we also use a 32R or a PreSonus Studio Live 32R mixing console. This is a nice rack-mounted console, often used for live stage monitoring and such like this. So it's been really exciting to now see it in an exhibition space. I feel it's a perfect size for an exhibition space like this. I think what is really exciting is that Emergo was able to easily control the 64S at Richard's studio, whilst at the same time being able to be deployed in this exhibition space on a 32R without any hiccups or any complications with communication or anything like this. We were simply able to bring the automation that Richard had made along with the multi-channel WAV file and then play it back in the exhibition space. And with Emergo's panning algorithms, we were able to easily place out the speaker configuration and have the automation that was recorded in the 8-channel configuration at Richard's studio play back as per or as close to what it would have sounded like in the 8-channel system. What's also great about the software is it allows for a very irregular loudspeaker array. So, for instance, we're here in an oval right now. If we'd like, we could have dispersed these speakers amongst the exhibition space and still play back the sound.
Yeah,
we will be doing that. Very excited about that.
The audio equipment, we originally liaised with PreSonus in the States, and they contacted their distributor in South Africa, who is Turk Music. And Turk Music were wonderful. They provided us with the Studio Live 64S console, and that is what I've been using at home. And they also, in this exhibition space, Turk Music provided us with these 14 Eris 4.5 speakers. They come in pairs, and also an Eris sub. So thank you to Turk Music. Thank you for the collaboration with PreSonus in the States as well.
Yeah, it's been fantastic working with PreSonus and everyone involved. So, yeah. And thank you, Miles, for the epic sounds, and bringing us on board to do this project as well.
And to Danielle, of course, and School of the Arts. And all the colleagues at the Health Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. Megan Ridden and Dr. Tanasha Kruger, and so on, who have also been behind the scenes but are equally important in the chain.
It's been a fantastic collaborative project. And I must say, what so impressed me is that all these sounds originated from mosquitoes. It's quite incredible what you've done.
Yeah.
thank the audience for sticking around.
Yeah, thanks, audience. Goodbye. Signing off.